Okay, good morning, everyone. We are quite late, but praise God that we are actually on right now. And I just want to say a special thank you so much to Dr. Pastor Blackwood in Marietta, Georgia, because he figured this out and we are happy and we are on air with you live. And hope you didn't get a little frustrated. So we just want to say thank you and praise God for this moment to be on testing the broadcast and welcoming all of you from around the world. And we want you to join in the conversation and go to our website, dianawrighttv.webs.com. That is the website where you can view and see everything. And I am so happy to be on right now. And as we go on, we learn, and I'm learning, and I'm thanking Pastor Blackwood so much for this opportunity, because he is a man that truly keeps his promise. I think it was like 2 years ago or a year ago that he came on his broadcast and he called and asked me to join him, and he promised that he would help me to be live and have my own setup and do my own thing. And I can't say thank you enough to him. I think I'd be forever grateful. And of course, God is always in it, because if God is not in it, it never normally happens. So we apologize for the delay, but we are thanking you for joining us. And we hope that you will kind of enjoy what I'm going to talk about today. Also, before I continue, I would also like to thank my good friend, loyal friend, faithful friend, Sister Novelet Gale, who has ever this morning, she's been trying to help me to get on. She doesn't know the technical part. She is technical, so when she learns it, it will be wonderful. So she'll be able to help me too and keep my memory going. So I want to thank her, because she has set up so many things for me that I'm not with the swing of things, okay? I'm not into this Twitter setup thing and this Facebook setup thing, but she was there to help me and set up the PayPal and everything. And of course, Brother Coy, he is a genius. He really is a genius, and I just want to thank him so much. I also want to thank my husband, who learns and knows how to figure out everything. When I get impatient, he's there to rein me in from impatience, because that's one of the things I struggle with. And my daughter Pavielle, of course, she is wonderful. But she comes in and she acts as if, Mommy, you should know this. Why don't you know how to check your Facebook page and your Twitter page and your whatever? I'm just learning this thing, okay? Alrighty, we never had these things when I was going to college and when I was doing the Dynamite show in Jamaica, and when we went to St. Kitts to shoot the show. And of course, we had the great opportunity to go to London to do the show also. But Identity TV was bought out by another channel, and that didn't happen. But Petra Bernard, what a wonderful lady she was. And all the support that we got in London when we were there, all the support we got in all the Caribbean islands when we were there, we had wonderful times, and we're going to try to duplicate that and make it better for you now, as you roll with us, as we iron out all the quirks and all the little details and all the things. Like, the devil was trying to prevent the broadcast this morning, and God said, absolutely not. You're not going to do that. And there was Pastor Blackwood to answer his phone. And, I'm just telling you, if you're in Marietta, Georgia, that's a church to be at on a Sabbath. You will have wonderful praise and worship, and he and his wife, Queen Esther, will keep you strong in faith and pray for you and just allow you to be blessed. All right. So if you're in Marietta, Georgia, and of course, if you're visiting Georgia, you don't have to be living there. You can be visiting there too. And then you will absolutely have a wonderful time in that church, well organized, wonderful things happening. And God is moving in fantastic ways to bless a man of the cloth who keeps his promises. And he certainly did with this, so we thank him. What are we going to do today is I'm just going to remind you about my major thrust. My major thrust is to have every single human being on the planet say these words every single day: I love me. Mean it, digest it, and know that if you love yourself, love will come to you. Stop being out there looking for love from someplace else. Starting to love yourself will give you the opportunity to have good, clean love come to you. If you don't love yourself, you're always looking for someone else to love you. Your mother, your sister, your brother, your significant other. You're searching for that perfect guy to love you. If you are a child, you want your parents to love you. But yes, your parents are supposed to love you because they're your parents, but you need to love yourself. And parents, I am begging you today, whatever you do, encourage your children to absolutely love themselves, whether they're dark skin, light skin, long hair, blue eyes, green eyes, whatever eyes, big nose, little nose, it doesn't matter. You need to love yourself. Because if you love yourself, love, true love, comes to you. All right, so that's my crusade on this program. I'm going to be saying it every single day. You're going to be tired of hearing it until you repent and relent and love yourself. All right. The next thing is I want to just cast out that demon of depression, because a lot of us, we go down into depression and we never come out. We are allowed to be blue one day, not feeling so great one day. But when you are there, I am going to tell you that I am not allowing you to stay there for very long. You need to stay there for the few minutes that you need, or the few, I won't even give you half an hour. But after that, you need to get out of blue and come into the green of life. Enjoy life. Be thankful that God woke you up this morning and you are alive and well and kicking. There are people in the hospital who are wishing they could wake up, as opposed to thinking about their big nose or their dark skinned. There are people who can't use the bathroom. There are people who can't do things that you and I can do. Okay? And you need to be thankful and feel blessed every single day. Chase away those demons and enjoy life. I will tell you as I go along my testimony of my demons and the devil for the past 5.5 years. But with faith in God, trusting God, and rebuking the mountain and have it removed and cast into the sea, I am here today to join you to give you this live broadcast. So it can be done. It is truly can be done. But faith is something, it doesn't matter how much the pastor pray for you, or your friend, Sister Novlet, or anyone else prays for you. If you in your heart, you don't have that faith and trust in God, that prayer will not affect you. So if you're going to church for healing, or you're going to church for your blessing, you have to believe and see that blessing before you actually receive that blessing. I'm telling you, when my daughter was down and on death's door, and everyone was trying to tell me that, oh, don't think it's only in the movies that you see people in a coma wake up and they're fine again. And I just kept saying, do your job, please, and let God do the rest. Let God come into rest and allow God to do his miracle in your life, because I'm a true testimony. My daughter is a true testimony. If you don't believe me, you can actually write this down. PavisMiracleHealing.com, PAVIS miraclehealing.com, and you will see the pictures of my daughter. And if you see her today, you would never know that anything happened to her. Yes, there are a few things to go through, but we are patiently waiting on God to complete the miracle, because he promised that he will never, ever, ever start something and not finish it. So that's what I'm here to tell you today, to encourage you to be happy, love life, live life, and enjoy it as much as you can. Yes, we're going to have problems. No marriage is perfect. Mine isn't. And you're going to have some days where things are not working out right. But if you trust and believe in God and have faith, and remember, Hebrews 11 tells us, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You have to imagine it in your sight, in your memory, before you actually see it. I listened to Mariah Carey a few years ago, and she said she got up every single day before she was famous and she read that particular scripture, Hebrews 11. She read it. And she said she read it every single day, believed it, and knew it could happen, and it did. So I'm encouraging you to do that. There's also Mark 11:24. Read that. It is there for you. The scriptures, anything you're looking for, miraculously, it's in the Bible. Sometimes we don't want to believe it or trust it, but it's there for us. So anyway, let's talk about a few things that we're going to touch on today. Politics. Politics. Can we ever survive without politics? No, we can't. I don't think we can. The world does not operate without politics. And some people like Peter Tosh and those people who are musicians used to call it politricks. But sometimes you wonder if it really isn't politricks. Immigration. There's a lot of talk now about immigration. Yeah. And there's a bipartisan thrust right now about immigration. But have you looked behind what they're saying? Senator McCain was on this week saying that, everyone should get together and do this immigration reform and all of that. But mark the words that he said. He said, this will allow the Republicans to once again win elections. Senator McCain, I do not agree with you because the Republicans have to change their message and actually believe the message that they're changing. They cannot just switch and help with immigration. Do you believe that all these immigrants that are going to be citizens are going to just vote for the Republicans because you decided to make them legal? No. They're going to think about the fact that you have this hate for immigrants as a Republican. You have this no liking for brown people and black people. That's what they're going to think about. They're going to think about all the Republicans who talked about what rape is and what rape isn't. Rape is rape. There's no explanation about rape. Okay? If the person that you're raping says no, it's rape. So, those are the things that the Republicans need to think about, reprocess, and going to a retreat this week or last week, whenever they went on that retreat, and having a woman, a female in the party come up and say, oh guys, you need to not say the word rape. Are you believing the word rape? Are you thinking the word rape? So if you don't say it, do you think that we are so stupid out here that we're going to think you really don't want to say it, or what you said last year, you didn't really mean it? That's the reason we caution. I always caution, think before you speak. Because if you think before you speak, then you will say the right thing. And if you're speaking from your heart and you truly believe that abortion is wrong because you're conservative, that's what you need to say. But if I don't agree with you, you need to allow me to agree to disagree with you. So, that's what I'm saying to the Republicans today. Don't pretend and talk about you want to do immigration and then Senator McCain is saying this is to allow you to win elections. People are going to vote for people who, one, they like as a person. Just think of Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney might not be a bad guy or he's a great father and all those good things. But when he was on television, he just acted like he didn't like people. He didn't like us. President Obama, when he's on, he looks like he likes you, even if he doesn't. So, trying to change the message doesn't allow me to forget what you said to me yesterday. Because yesterday, you really presented hate to me. So today, you're going to tell me that you're going to love me? Love is an action word. Always remember that. It's an action word. It's not just a word we say, because you meet people and you have friends around you and they say, oh, I love you. But what have you done for me lately to show me that you love me? I'm into the showing and the action of love, not for you to just say the words love and you really don't mean it. So let's focus on that. The Republican Party, I'm an independent. I'm registered independent. Yes, I vote Democrat. But the point is, if someone is going to try to tell me that they're going to change superficially to get my vote, then I'm not really going to vote for them, because I'm not going to believe that. And I don't think any Hispanic or any Chinese or any Indian or any black person out there or brown persons are going to vote for the Republicans because they decide that they're going to change the words that they say, like no more rape, and they're not going to be, they will no longer be obsessed with abortion or with our vajayjays as female. How is that going to let me want to vote for you? I know what you said to me last year in 2012. I remember what you said to me in 2012. Do I just brush that aside and not remember it and then vote for you? I don't think so. Goodbye, Sarah. Oh, Sarah. Senator McCain brought us Sarah, and Fox brought us Sarah, and now Sarah is gone. And all the hate that she spews, does she really believe what she's saying? I am asking and pleading to everyone that's listening. Love is the word that you need to keep in your thoughts. If you say something to someone who is a friend of yours that you love, and you say it in love without malice, it comes out to be good. If you're going to say it with malice, it's not going to come out to be good. So whatever we do and whatever we're going to say to someone, try to say it with love and not with malice. If you're going to criticize me or criticize your friend in love. Preface by saying, I do love you, but I really don't think what you did to that person or what you said to that person is correct. And understand that I'm saying this without malice because I love you. But don't try to come to people with this anger. As the gentleman said, you must speak to people horizontally, not vertically. So if you speak to me horizontally in love, then I'll receive what you're trying to give me. All right? So Sarah Palin, she's out there and she's really saying some horrible things about the president. But I would just advise her to just look inside herself, pull the love that she has in her heart for her children and for herself, and stop spewing hate. Hate is not a good thing. My grandmother always told me that whatever you're going to do, never use that strong word, hate. Say dislike, I don't like, I really, really don't like, but try to stay away from that word, hate. And a lot of people are spewing hate. It seems like all the fight against the president is about hate, because they seem to forget that he has a white mother and a black father. Why do they always seem to address the black part of him and not embrace the white part of him? He was raised by his mother, not by his father. So I would believe and know and think that he's more influenced by his mother, who is white, than his father, who is black and African. So why don't we just think about those things today? And please, love is the ruler of the universe. If you notice when you read your Bible, the word love is in there so many times you can't even count it. You absolutely cannot count it. And if you count it like you do, like some people actually count the things that are in the Bible, like the financial part and all of that, try to count it and let me know. Don't forget to join us. You can give us a call at 561-228-1921 if you have any questions or you'd like to join the conversation. You can join us at Diana Wright TV at Twitter, and you can join the conversation there. Tell us what you think, what topics you'd like us to cover, what conversations you'd like to talk about. And okay, I hear my phone going off. I don't know who is trying to text me something. So I'm going to check that in a minute. But also, I'd like to address a little bit, staying right in the vein of politics before we move, the gun control issue and the whole panel in Washington yesterday with Mr. Lapierre, who is the head of the NRA. I'm trying to figure out, when I saw him, does he have a heart? Does he have children? Does he have a wife? Does he love himself? Because I'm listening to him and I'm hearing him say, oh, all these things are not going to happen if you have a gun. And I'm going, what's his problem? He has a prepared statement and he just seems so hateful. And when you listen to Gabby Gifford, who was a victim of gun violence, my goodness, the tears just came from my eyes just like that. Because you sit and you wonder, one person, crazy person with a gun, just decided to snuff out the lives of so many people. Well, God saved her for a purpose, because she came with that statement yesterday. She read it slowly, very concisely, and from the heart. So all of you out there who, no one want to take away your guns, but have you thought about the fact that when you have that gun and a thief comes in your house, you are not going to be able to get that gun to do anything to that thief. Research shows that that gun will turn out to be harming someone in your family or someone innocent out there that has nothing to do with you and your gun. So please, let us get real about gun control. And Mr. Lapierre, just want to let you know and want to ask you, are you fighting for the people of the NRA, your members, or are you fighting to keep your $1 million salary? Which one? We'd like to know. We would really like to know. So on that note, I'm going to ask you to join the conversation, 561-228-1921. Join the conversation on Twitter, Diana Wright TV at Twitter. Yeah, I know my daughter, if she was here, she would say, oh, mommy, do you really know what you're talking about? Twitter and Facebook? Yeah, we're on all of those things. And we want to get your opinion and your suggestions and what we need to do better and all that kind of good stuff. Okay, I want to talk about a feature. I don't know if you've been watching my videos on YouTube that we've just been talking about, what we're going to cover on the show and some of the features and all of that. But I want to add something to the Young Power feature. We're going to try to find a young person that we can celebrate every week on the program, or at least once a month. So if you have a young person in your life that you think is doing great, or even if they fell down, because I think of young people in the church that I attended, and my heart bleeds when I see sometimes the road they choose to travel, even though Prophetess, Dr. Peart, and Bishop Gale and Pastor Shaw, they all try to keep them on the straight and narrow path, but they choose to go down the wrong road. So if we have young people who are doing the right thing and not getting pregnant, not having sex before marriage, we should try to celebrate that young person. There's some young people who impress me. I think of a young man at church that sang a song that really rests within my heart. Take rest in me. That song just took rest in my heart. And I wonder sometimes why young people don't just, have their talent go out and just celebrate it. My phone is going crazy, and it's Dr. Blackwood, and I'm going to have to hear what he has to say. Dr. Blackwood? I'm good. I guess I'm supposed to put you up to the microphone so people can hear what you're saying to me? Am I supposed to be doing that? Okay, I hope they're hearing you. And I wish you had called me on the other line so I could put you on the speaker, which is 561-228-1921. Alrighty, he's going to call me on the other line so you can hear him. That's a man of promise, a man that keeps his promise. And I love people who keep their promises. I really do. Because my mom will tell you that when I was a little girl anytime anyone promised me something and they never come true, I am just not liking that person anymore. So always try to keep your promise, especially to young people. I'm asking you please to do that, okay? Just do that. Promise me you'll do that. So anyway, we're gonna try to just, go through and talk about quite a few things here today. Excellence, a word that I love. Whatever you do, whatever you're doing, please try to do it with excellence. Try to do it with excellence and teach your children to do it with excellence. Because if you strive for excellence, then if you fall, you will just come a little bit down. Like they always say, if you reach for the stars, then you'll come down a little bit, but at least you're achieving greatness. So think of the word excellence today. Write it down along with the 3 little words that are so powerful. I love me. Yes. And for the men, my t-shirts for the women say I love me, and my t-shirts is gonna just say love me as opposed to the I love me. All right? So that's what we're gonna do for the men out there. Our t-shirts for the men are gonna say love me. And I think we're gonna try to do a t-shirt also that says love you, so you can actually give that to someone that you love and ask them to love themselves. So that's all in the works. I want to address something about encouraging yourself, because when we talk about self-esteem and we talk about self-confidence, I believe that someone else is supposed to do that for us or give it to us. And I truly don't believe that. I believe that if you are loving yourself, having self-esteem, you really should try to do it for yourself. I really think you should. Okay? I think you should try to do that for yourself as much as you can. And that's why it's called self-confidence and self-esteem. Yes, parents, you need to encourage your children to have self-esteem and self-confidence. But I think once you do that, they need to carry on. Because a lot of us, we blame our parents for everything. Our parents cannot do everything. We have to help ourselves also. Right? So I'm going to ask you to help yourself today. Encourage yourself to be self-confident, to have self-esteem, to lift your shoulders up and square them when you're walking and don't look like a victim. Love yourself and talk to yourself. Have an intelligent conversation with yourself. And join the conversation right here. 561-228-1921. And of course, you can see on the screen right now, I'm showing you my email address, so you can write that down and email us any topics you'd like to discuss or anything that's on your mind, any thoughts and any notes you'd like to give me. I'll take it. Okay. All right. We've been going along now for about 25 minutes, and we're going to continue, and we're going to talk today about fake images. The image that you have of yourself, or the image that you have of someone else that you'd like to be. Why don't we work on an image for ourselves? The image that you truly want to be, not someone else's image, but your true image. The image that you profess or that you show on the outside should be the same image that you have at home. So I'd love for you to think of that today and forget about that fake image. A lot of people, they're out there, and I remember when I used to live in Los Angeles, there are lots of folks who would be driving Mercedes and they have no place to live. They're living in the car. Now, wouldn't it be better to drive a Honda and live somewhere? I think that would be better. What are your thoughts on that today? Are you professing or showing a fake image that you'd like to change? Why not make it the image that you want for yourself and not the image of someone else? Join the conversation, give me a call, and let me hear your thoughts. 561-228-1921. Because being fake, you're only deceiving yourself. Be who you really are. Say what you mean what you say. I'm asking you to truly do that for me today. As you allow me to go back now and change this, I'm learning as we go along here. Okay? And I'm going to leave the number up so you can give me a call and have the number. Alrighty, and I'm gonna make sure I don't have the cursor in the trouble spots where I'll disconnect the broadcast or anything of that nature. We're gonna also talk about envy. Envy is just simply a horrible, horrible, horrible thing. And I'm gonna ask you that whatever you do, don't envy anyone for their life. And that ties into the whole loving yourself and not wanting someone else's life. Because my grandmother always said to me, if you envy someone for what they have, do you know what they did to get what they have? Think about that. Do you want all the parts of their life? Say, for instance, Oprah. A lot of us would like to be Oprah. But would we like to have the struggles that Oprah has with her weight? I would think not. There are other people out there that we'd like to be, but do we check into their past and see some of them might have killed their brother or killed their sister, but now they have overcome that, they've done their time, and they're doing well. Would you have liked that part of that person's life? I don't think so. So we are just encouraging you to not do that. Not envy, not wanting someone else's life, just love you. Celebrate you. And interestingly enough, I'm going to launch April 30th as the National Day for I Love Me. The National I Love Me Day. April 30th. Write that down on your calendar. As long as God blesses me with life, I will remind you of that date. April 30th. The National I Love Me Day. So we are officially launching that today. Just like we're launching the feature of a young person who is doing well, and let's celebrate that young person. So that young person can then go and encourage another young person. So let's celebrate that. April 30th, National I Love Me Day. Write that down in your diary, on your calendar, on your desk, on your sticky note, in your phone. Because, you know, the phone can do great wonders these days. The phone, you can put reminders in the phone and all that. I'm learning that too. Technology is moving faster than I am moving, but I don't feel lonely because I think a lot of my friends are in the same spot. And a lot of older people and younger people are in that same spot. So I am encouraging you to keep abreast of the technology. And if you're missing something, just check your teenager and they'll be able to keep you abreast and make you feel real old. So I'm reminding you of that. So April 30th, National I Love Me Day. Launched today, the last day of January. Can you believe that? We're at the end of January already. As we turn around, we're going to be at Christmas again. And February is a very important month. It is Black History Month. And though that is a wonderful thing, I always wonder about that because, you see, my brain works in a very controversial way. So even though February being Black History Month is a good thing, I'm always wondering, is there a White History Month or a Brown History Month or a Chinese History Month? If there is, please call me, please tell me, please share with me, please let me know. 561-228-1921. Because I've never really heard of a White History Day or a Brown History Day or a Chinese History Day or an Indian History Day. I've not heard that, so maybe I am not up to speed with everything. So if there is those other months, I would truly like to know about it, because I believe that we should truly be celebrating all our histories all through the year and not just one month. Yeah, it's nice to feature it one month and then we feature all the black people that did good things, who we never even dreamt would have done something like that, or we are astonished when we found out that this black person did such wonderful thing and oops, we never really knew that. That's a good thing. But shouldn't we be celebrating that all year round as opposed to one little month? If you don't agree with me, then you can let me know. But that's my opinion. Okay? I think we should be celebrating our history all the time. Caribbean history, African history. It shouldn't just not be African American history. What about the people in the Caribbean? They're black too. What about the people in Africa? They're black too. So shouldn't we be just having a history of all of it? It's just like watching the news here. When you watch the news, you wonder, is America the only place in the world? Because unless I turn to CNN International, or unless there's a war in Syria or Iraq or you know, some trouble spots, we don't hear about the good things that are happening in other countries. When they show, like, say, they show Jamaica, they show the ghetto and the bad parts, and they feature the people who are doing bad things. Let's celebrate the good. Isn't it wonderful to celebrate goodness? I really would like to see us celebrate goodness. Celebrate good young people. If your daughter or your son is doing well, celebrate that child. Tell that child they're doing well. Don't just assume they know you know, or they know you're thinking it. If you love someone that's in your life, tell the person you love them. Don't assume oh, I know you love me. No, tell them you love them. That encourages them. That makes them feel good. Let's go down the road of love for a moment. When we're in love, do you see how wonderful and how energetic we are, and we dress up and we make sure we look our best and we feel great and all the juices are flowing in our brain? But when we're not feeling that love, we go down and we feel depressed. So love is indeed a good thing. When you're fighting with your spouse, don't you feel bad about it? I do. I feel really bad about it when I'm fighting with my husband for whatever it is, or he's fighting with me. Yeah, making me look to be the better guy, huh? No. We all falter. We all sin and fall short of the glory of God. But I encourage you to pick up yourself and go in the green and smile again. The song that I truly, truly like, that really gives you that, I Believe the Storm is Over. That song. I love to listen to it. Maybe you should just pull it up on your iPhone or your smartphone or your iPad. Oh my goodness, there are so many things, so many tablets that's out there. Pull it up and listen to it. Internalize the words that are being said in that song. Make it your own. And love you, believe in you, and trust God, because He can do all things. The Bible didn't say that with God all things, some things are possible, or maybe some things, or maybe 90% things. The Bible clearly tells us that with God all things are possible. And when I think of myself and all the tragedy and devastation that we've been through for the past 5.5 years, I truly, truly know that God loves me. He loves my daughter. He loves my husband. He loves my mother. He loves my friends. And He loves you. He truly, truly loves you. So I'm just gonna ask you to relish in that. I believe the storm is over. I believe that the sun is going to shine in your life like it's shining in mine. I believe that you will get and receive the blessings that God have for you if you truly have faith. Because you have to have faith, and you have to have the confidence in Him as it states in 1 John. You have to. And when you pray, you have to believe that what you're praying for, you have already received it. And that song also tells you about that too. It's already done. It's already done. And what a wonderful day it is today. It's Thursday. They used to call it Ben Johnson's Day when I was a youngster in Jamaica. Ben Johnson Day. Yeah? And then when Friday comes, they go, thank God it's Friday. So receive any day that God gives you and celebrate it. And be thankful that you're alive and you're not sick and you are well. It is well with you. So I plead to all those lonely ones today. And I plead to those of you who might have tears in your eyes right now. Wipe your tears, dry your tears, and believe that God will truly bless you. Because He has truly blessed me and my daughter and my husband. And when my book comes out, Deadly Negligence, you will truly see and know what we've been through. Because when I go out to speak, I remember once I went out to speak with Prophetess Charmaine Peart when she went out, I think it was in Atlanta, and a lady came up to me afterwards and said, I don't know how you did it. I don't know how you do it, because at that time, my daughter was still struggling with a whole lot of things. She said, I listen to your story and I hear your testimony, but I ask myself, would I be able to do that? And she said to me, there's no way I could do it. After 3 months, I would have given up and gone and left that hospital. And I said to her, it is strange that you're saying that, because when we were in the hospital, a doctor actually pulled me aside and said to me, Mrs. McLaughlin, you really need to take a break. I said, no, I can't take a break. And then he said to me, he said, some parents come, they bring their children, they're here, they stay a while, and they leave, and they will come once a month or whatever. And he said, some parents, they come, they leave their children, and they never come back. And believe me, it might sound crazy, but some parents do take their children to the hospital when they're really, really sick and leave them and never return. I learned that. But then he said to me, but you are here 24/7. But you need to take a break and take care of yourself so you can be strong enough to take care of your daughter. And I said to him, no, I find my strength right here in this room with her, knowing that there will never be another crazy nurse that gives her a medication that I told her not to give, which took her down into a coma and brain injury. Yeah? So, I encourage you today because I've been there. I'm not just talking. Been there, having faith, and never wavered. There were times when I was blue, yes. But of course, those blue days became green days and better days. And every day became a better day because I trusted and I believed and I had faith. And let me not forget to tell you that there were thousands of people around the world praying for me all at the same time. There were people praying for me in Chile and all over the world, and I didn't even know it. Okay? But then, when I truly realized that, I actually appreciated and thanked them all. I think someone is calling me on my cell phone, and I'm truly not able to get the cell phone linked the way I wanted to. So I'm asking you to try this number, 561-228-1921. And I hope everything is going well with the broadcast out there. So I'm truly asking you to try that number and see if you can reach me, because this is a test day. So we are testing all the equipment, making sure things are working properly. And so I don't have to be bothering Dr. Blackwood or Brother Coy every minute to help me with all the little quirks that I have to iron out. Okay. So I'm asking you to try the number for me. I know Novelet Gale is out there, so I'm asking her to try the number 561-228-1921, and let's check that phone number and see if it works. Also, I truly thank God for where I am today. And sometimes when you're down in the valley of the shadow of death, you truly remember the 23rd Psalm, and it is absolutely true. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, because thou art with me. I'm going to try the phone right now and say, hello, good morning, how are you?
Good morning, this is Novelet again, trying to check your number for you.
Okay, Sister Novelet, thank you so much. You are so faithful. And I'm gonna see, I know you can't check yourself, but I hope that someone else is listening out there, and they will let us know if we can hear you clearly. And who am I gonna ask to do that? I think I'm gonna ask my husband.
Well, I have my iPad on.
And you can hear yourself, because you need to turn that iPad down now that you're on the air, because otherwise we'll get a feedback from your iPad. So just listen to it for a moment and let me know if you can hear yourself. So talk to me for a minute. Talk to me for a minute, Sister Nav.
Yeah, I can hear.
Yes, you can hear. Okay, so talk to me now. I'm sure you've been listening to the broadcast or watching it. And is there anything that jumped out to you when I was on? Anything that I said that jumped out to you or encouraged you or made you want to be a better person or whatever, or made you want to think about love more?
Well, I like the fact that you're launching your I Love Me Day.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I always tell my friends and everybody, that I don't care about anybody else that love me. All I know that I love me. Yes, you want somebody else to love you, but you have to first love yourself. Then you accommodate other love.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I'm very passionate about. In myself first, and then invite other folks to love me.
Yep.
Because if I don't love myself, then how can I love somebody else?
Well, I can truly attest that you love yourself and you walk in confidence. I am a testimony for that one. I truly know that. And she's technically minded too, okay? Anything I can't figure out on my computer, I just have to call her. And she will say, okay, Diana, be patient now. Don't get upset. Take your time.
So Diana, it is my pleasure, because you are a sweet person, and whenever I ask for anything, if I have anything difficulties in writing a letter or whatever, you are the one for that. So
okay,
our saying back home, one hand wash the other.
Amen. Amen. Right? Amen.
Exactly. So it is my pleasure to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And your family, whatever I can. And not only that, but anybody that I can help, I really like to help.
Yes, and maybe you'd like to share a little bit about your foundation right now. Since this is our virgin broadcast and our test broadcast, you might want to just talk a little bit about your foundation.
Okay. Thanks for the opportunity to tell everybody about my foundation. The name of the foundation is Save a Life Jamaica Foundation, and that foundation come about to help all people in Jamaica, especially those that do not have medical insurance or do not have the finance, especially when they go to see a doctor or go to the hospital. I remember one time my brother, the doctor thought he had colon cancer, and he did not have the money at the time when they wanted to do the test, and they really wanted to find out if he really did have that, because he was having like diarrhea for weeks, and he could not get the test because he did not have the money at the time. So when you have folks in America, they call and you have to other one. We get the money together and send it to him, but it took a while. Because everybody has their own responsibilities. So sometimes, even though you have family here, it's hard to get the money together. So therefore, and another family friend, you know, was diabetic and didn't have the money to buy the medication. And it really just hurt my heart because the person was in the hospital. Eventually the person died. And
oh my, wow.
Yeah, because they
didn't have the money to pay for the tests that they needed.
Exactly. And
wow.
I think that's you know, that's very, it's a heart-rending thing for me.
Yeah.
So therefore, that is the reason why my foundation come into play.
Okay, great. And it's Jamaica Save a Life Foundation. And by the way, I'm a board member. So, so I get to put my 2 cents in. Okay. All right, Sister Nav, if you have to go?
No, that's okay.
Okay, all right. I'm asking you though to turn down the volume on your iPad a little bit, so we are getting a little feedback. Not much, but we are getting a little feedback. So when you talk, so go ahead and tell us, you know, how people can contact you on your website and all those good things, because that's one of the things we're here for. We're here to promote people's books. We're here to promote you know, foundations. People are doing great things like Novelet Gale, and we're here to, of course, invite you if you would like to be a sponsor of the Diana Wright Show online. You can give me a call or email me or Facebook me or Twitter me or whatever it is. If you want to be a sponsor or an advertiser, or you also want to partner with me, then financially you want to partner with me, let me know. All right, Sister Novelet, go ahead.
Yes, my website is
SAL
J as in Junior.
J as in Junior, or J as in Jamaica.
Yes, www.salj at ymail.com. That's www.salj.com. That's the website, and the email address is
SALJ.
It's the abbreviation for Save a Life Jamaica.
Yes,
At ymail.com. So
at Ymail, I guess that's Yahoo, huh?
Yeah, Ymail, yeah.
Yeah, I know you love Yahoo. You're a Yahoo lover.
Yeah, it's easy and quick.
Okay.
If you want to make a donation on my website, or they can give me a call at 561 379
8969. Let me just repeat that, so because I think I'm probably coming out a little louder than you are. It's the Save a Life Jamaica Foundation, and the website is salj.com. Okay, so it's S as in Sam, A as in Apple, L as in Love, J as in Jamaica.com.
No, on F as in Frank. I forgot. I left the F. The foundation. The abbreviation for foundation.
Okay, so it's SALJF.
Right.
Okay. Now we got it straight. We'll straighten it out. Okay, so it's SALJF.
.com. Yeah.
Yes.
We don't only accept money. Anything. If you want to have a blood pressure kit, you wanna donate to us. If you have wheelchairs, whatever, any medical supplies.
Medical supplies. Okay.
Right.
All right. So if someone wants to if someone wants help from the foundation, the best thing for them to do is go online, or the best thing for them to do is call you? Which one is better in your?
Go online, and there's a form there that they can fill out, and we receive the form and we will reply to them.
Okay.
Let them know. Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So if you'd like to make a contribution to the foundation, or if you need help from the foundation, just log on to the website. It's S as in Sam, A as in Apple, L as in Love, J as in Jamaica, and F as in Foundation.com. All right. And you can also emails Novelet Gale at www. Okay, no, I'm giving that wrong. It's SALJF at Ymail.
Yes.
Okay, Ymail. Now you see that's another one I'm getting used to. Okay, because I'm used to I love me some Hotmail. Okay, and now I'm loving Gmail. I'm getting into Gmail, so now I have to start loving Ymail. Okay, but I'm telling you, this technology thing is just moving too fast. Anyway. And the phone number to contact Novelet Gale, and she is the founder and president of the foundation, and it's 561-379-8969. I think, Sister Novelet, what we should probably do is try to link my website to this so that people can also find. Now, don't ask me how to do that because that's a technical thing. So I'm going to have to talk to you or Brother Coy or Pastor Blackwood about that. All right. So.
In the back end.
Okay, great. So I'll just remind folks of the website because this is truly something that's good. A lot of people would like to, help someone in Jamaica and we're not just focusing on Jamaica now. Let's get that clear.
No.
You might know someone in another country that needs help and they all they need is just that money to get that test done. And they cannot afford it. They truly cannot afford it. Some people will trick you, but most people will be honest about the whole thing and let you know that they need XYZ. Okay? And this is an opportunity for you to help that person. So just reminding you again, her name is Novelet Gale. She's the president of Save a Life Jamaica Foundation.
Okay.
All right? And the website is SALJF.com. All right?
Yeah, www.worldwideweb.
Well, I don't think, do we need to say that anymore? Because I think everybody knows that, but even me know you have to put the www dot. All right.
All right, Miss Diana, thank you very much.
And thank you so much for calling. We appreciate the call, and I hope Pastor Blackwood would, I guess he probably got busy. That's the reason he didn't call in. So
he gave me a call. He's in and out of his office.
Right, so that's probably why he hasn't called back. But I thank you so much for calling and testing, and we know that the phone is actually working.
Okay.
So keep watching, all right? And thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. All right, that was Novelet Gale, of course, a true friend, a faithful friend, and you need some of those in your life, okay? All right, and her website is SALJF.com. Her email address is saljf@ymail, and her number 561-379-8969. And as I told you before, I am a board member, so I know what's going on, and I don't put my name on anything that is shady or chickini or any fake fraud things. So I know that when you give your money, it will be going to help people and truly help people who are in need. Right now, I think there's a young lady in Jamaica that we're trying to help get glasses because, without your sight, you really are lost. Yeah? There are blind people who do very well because they use Braille and they use their dog and they use their cane and all of that. But if we can help someone with the gift of sight, then we're going to certainly try to do so. So it's not just medical tests or whatever. Now I know we're in the process of helping someone with the level of sight, the gift of sight. It's so important to see. It's so important to thank God and ask Him to restore your eyesight every single day. Because did you know? I'm sure you know because I said it on one of the test broadcasts that I did, that when you turn 40, your eyesight kind of just fades. And nobody told you until you get to 40 and you experience it for yourself. So that's not a good thing. All right. Excuse me for coughing because I'm still recovering from that nasty flu. So, Caribbean Spotlight. We're also going to spotlight the islands, the different islands around the Caribbean. Excuse me. Not just Jamaica. But all the islands. As people always say, well, you act as if Jamaica is the only Caribbean country. Or the only island. No, it's not. There are lots more. Anyway, we're coming up on the end of the broadcast for today. So I just want to reiterate some of the things that we're going to be doing here. Of course, the I Love Me Crusade. And why did I come in the studio without my water? And having to cough in your ears. I'm so sorry. But anyway, the I Love Me Crusade. And of course, changing your life from blue to green, your mood, lifting your spirits. We're going to have life questions. Any questions you have that you want to ask, you can either ask them online, or go to email and email me the question and we will bring it up. And if I can't answer it, I'll find the answer for you. And if I can't find it when I research, then I'll let you know. Okay? Life's business. We're also going to have life's business because that's important, because we need to learn how to manage our money. It's not about going into the store and buying everything you see that you know you truly can't afford, or you charge it and then you have to go home and cry when you get the bill. We don't want you to do that. So we're going to ask you to try to focus in on life's business. Okay. I see my husband is trying to call me, but I'm going to sign out and then call him back. All right. So I'm going to also remind you, life's business is some of the things that we're going to also talk about. Reminder, we're going to do book reviews, talk about health issues, because yesterday I went to do my physical. And when you go to do your physical, do you know that they take your blood pressure? And are they understanding that when you come to do a physical, you're tense and your blood pressure is never going to give a true reading? It's called white coat high blood pressure reading. I mean, and for the life of me, you will take your blood pressure at home and it's wonderful. And then when you go to the doctor to do your physical, it's not good, or it's close to the edge, or it's not where you want it to be. Please, all you healthcare people out there and all you physicians, please understand that when we get to your offices, we're normally tense from the night before, just wondering what we're going to find out or what you're going to find. So we have to find a true way to do that high blood pressure thing, okay? Before you start prescribing medication. All right. So those are some of the things that we're going to be talking about. And exposure for your children. Making sure that your children are not just in their little circle of people all the time, but you take them to different states, to different countries, let them explore different foods and all that kind of thing. So we'll have culture shock. We'll include that. And young power, of course, young power, because we have to give our young people the power that they need, because if we don't, they're who are going to manage our world when we get to be 60 and 70. So we have to encourage our young people and make them strong and encourage them to be self-confident and have self-esteem and be, have good morals and strive for excellence in whatever they do. All right. Religion. Oh boy, religion, Christianity and church. The things that are going on in the church. We have to touch that at some point. And of course, we have to encourage you to read that book that is called the Bible. The Bible, the Bible, the Bible. We must read it, because anything you want to find, anytime you need encouragement, just read the Psalms, read Proverbs, Mark 11:24, 1 John, Joel 2. I mean, I can give you lists and lists of scriptures that will just encourage you and let you know, because in Joel 2, it says that God will restore what the locust has eaten. The cankerworm, the caterpillar, and the palmer worm. He will restore it. You got to believe that he will. And sometimes when I think about the things that I'm asking God to do for me and completing the miracle in my daughter's life, I reflect and I say, like I said to Bishop Gale the other day, I said, Bishop, when I read the Bible and I see all the wonderful miracles that Jesus performed, I think to myself, if he could do all those miracles and do it immediately, what is my little miracle that I'm asking for? It's nothing for God, because he is powerful. He is supernatural. And I truly try to live my life every day in the supernatural realm. Some people think I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. I just live in the supernatural. As I was telling Sister Novelette yesterday, I don't worry about things. I try really hard not to worry about things. Because when you worry about things, what do you get? Gray hairs, wrinkles, and you still can't solve the problem. So just give it to God, as he said, to lay it all out on me. And fear not, for I am with you. Those are the words we need to encourage ourselves with every single day of life. Of course, I pray for patience every day. Because when I can't master something, I get truly impatient. Like when I can't master the broadcast, or, the broadcast is not doing what it's supposed to do and I can't fix it, I get frustrated. But then I remember that I have wonderful people around me, like Dr. Blackwood, like Coy, like Sister Novelette, who can help me through, and my husband, of course, that just guides me and help me to come down and be patient. Patience, patience, patience. I pray for it every day, and I'm sure you do too. And of course, we're going to have a little Did You Know segment. So you can call us and let us, if you discover something that you think would help someone, by all means, let me know what it is. So, did you know? Did you know? Did you know? And of course, people focus, like we focus on Sister Novelette on her foundation and stuff like that. We're going to try to just do some good with the show, help people, help you to love yourself, love yourself, love yourself, be high on yourself. And don't worry about people saying, oh, what are you in love with yourself? You're not going to be in love with yourself. You're just going to love yourself. Okay, that's the difference. In love with yourself and loving yourself, two different things. I want you to love yourself. That's what I want you to do. So keep that in mind as we go. Caribbean Spotlight, of course, we spoke about that before. And we're going to also talk about men. Men. We can't live with them. We can't live without them. Wonderful creatures. They're from Mars. We're from Venus, whichever way they state that. But, ladies, if you don't have a man in your life, the world has not come to an end. God is going to send that perfect guy to you when you're not even looking. You're not even going to be looking, and he will come your way. Yeah? So, just let's keep that in mind. And men, please, you need to talk more, communicate more. We can't read your minds. Just tell us what's on your heart. What are you thinking? What have I done that makes you mad? Or what have I done that makes you joyful? Or what have I done to make you happy? Talk to us. Talk. You must talk. And especially young people who have just gotten married, like Damien and Sister Doreen. You need to talk. If something is bothering you about what your husband has done, don't be afraid to say it. Don't worry that he's going to leave you for some other girl or whatever. Speak your mind in a loving way, in a soft way. I've learned to do that. I know my husband can attest to that. I've learned to say, okay, honey, we need to talk. There's something that's truly bothering me. And I'm going to say it from my heart. I'm going to speak the truth, but I'm going to say it gently. So he doesn't think that I'm mad and, I'm so upset about the whole thing. Get rid of the anger before you speak, right? I'd love for you to do that. Take the anger out of it. Breathe. Did you know that breathing is actually good for high blood pressure? And it's good for your heart too. So breathe. Take a breath. Never discipline your kids when you're angry. Never try to speak about something when you're angry. Take a breath and then speak. It might be at that same moment, because I can actually take the breath at that moment, because I don't want to forget what I'm going to say to you. So you can address it immediately, or you can address it tomorrow, but don't let it fester. Don't let it fester in your heart that you become bitter, because that's not good. And I know a lot of women, they are afraid to say things to their husbands because they believe that their husbands are going to leave them, or he's going to find somebody else, or he's going to be angry or whatever. I truly believe that whatever you say, if you say it from a loving place in your heart, the person will truly accept it. And the same thing goes if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever. Some friends that you have don't like criticism. Some of them can't take criticism, and they always take the criticism as something coming from a bad place. But for me, I do know that when I have a friend, I should feel comfortable to know that I can go to that friend and say, ha ha ha, I love you to death, but what you said to that person, or what you said on the pulpit, or what you said to me is not cool. Or you're not giving me enough love. You're not showing me enough love. You're not using love as the action word that it's supposed to be. That's the kind of friend I would like to have. That I can, as I always, I say to Bishop Gale all the time, because he says it too. I always want to have friends that's like me. That will be loyal. That will be faithful. That will be there for you any time of night. That will be there with your joys and your sorrows and your pain. Okay? I would like that kind of friend. So, as Bishop always says, Sister Diana, I would like to have a friend like me. Well, what kind of friend would you like to have? And I hope you have a friend like yourself. And a friend that is probably better than you, that can pull you up better than you can pull them down or pull them up. Because sometimes you have friends in your life that are able to speak truth, tell you the thing, and make you realize that you're fooling around. What are you doing? You need to straighten up. And then sometimes you just need a friend to hug you. That's it. Just a hug will do. And the 3 little words, I love you, in your ears, that will do it. That will take care of your pain. That will ease your sorrow. And that will make you joyful. Sometimes you just simply need a hug. Like the other day when the terrible incident took place in Connecticut, with all those beautiful children and adults being killed. And they were saying, you know, hug your children. So, of course, when I picked up my daughter at school, I'm going to hug her. And she goes, Mommy, you don't have to do that, you know. You do that all the time, every day. So you don't have to do it because they said it. So I felt good about that, to know that she realizes that I love her. And, you know, I was really just doing that because they said to do it. So she actually received, because sometimes you're teaching your kids certain things and you're doing things for them and you're thinking, oh, they're not hearing me. But then when they're in the situation or in a situation, you realize, yes, all that I've been teaching all these days, all these years, it was sinking in. And sometimes you just have to pat yourself on the back and say, thank you, God. Thank you, God. They got it. They got it. Train up a child in the way they should go, and they will not depart from it. Yeah, that's a true word. And believe me, your teenagers, they drive you crazy, but they really want your love. Sometimes you want to just go in your room and forget about them, but you have to go in your room, take a breath, come back, and sort out the situation. And parents, you need to be able to apologize to your children. I do it all the time. Apologize for raising your voice, apologizing for slamming the door, apologizing for saying what you said, and make sure you're not saying anything negative. We should only be feeding our children positive words. Don't let me hear any parent out there saying, oh, you're not going to come out to be anything. Oh, you this and oh, you that. No, we encourage our children. Any project they do, whatever they do, oh, you did such a wonderful job. But if you figure that they need a little help to get it better, take the time to show them how to make it better and how to strive for excellence instead of trying to persecute them. Don't persecute. Just give love. Love is where it's at. And my goodness, it's time for me to leave you now because we're on for an hour. And I'm going to say what I always say when I sign off. Radio here in Florida, and when I was in New York on LIB, which is no more. I just want to say to you, if you love something, set it free. If it comes back, it's yours. If it doesn't, it was never yours. Get rid of the hate and do everything with love. Trust in God and know that your miracle is on the way. Thank you so much for joining me today, and do join me tomorrow, 10:30. I hope I have no technical difficulties tomorrow at 10:30, same time. And we're going to also try to do the program at 8:30 p.m. for those of you who are at work and can't log in or watch, because we don't want to get anyone fired, of course. But if you can watch me in your office, then you can do that too, because you never know. Just a word I say might just encourage you and make you have a brighter day. Thanks once again for joining me, and have yourself a super, super blessed day. Ciao.